Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, or if this is your first time here, just welcome. I'm still playing around with the formats, trying a few things differently than what I did before, seeing what's going to work better, so going to give this a shot and see how it works. Hopefully you can see the books better this way. What I wanted to show you today was some books that I got from a local flea market recently. Went to the flea market. There's not a lot around here, but we do have one. There was one vendor selling comic books, and he only had a couple of short boxes to go through, maybe four or five short boxes, and that was it. So there wasn't a lot to go through, but all of this stuff that I got up until when I tell you is going to be between $1 and $4 is all I paid for these. I think this was $1 or $2 for this one. You're looking at Marvel Universe, issue number 20. This is basically an index of character profiles, and it covers they go by the name, of course, last name, alphabetically. So this is, I think, letters T through Z. You get characters like Adam Warlock, Union Jack, Thanos is in here, a couple others I can't think of off the top of my head. Obviously, all the ones you see on the cover are in there as well. But yeah, just kind of a fun little pickup that goes over, you know, their character profile and history of the character and things like that. So pretty cool. Another one I picked up, West Coast Avengers, issue number 3, with Kraven and Tigra on the cover, or Tigra? I think it's Tigra on the cover. So I have a couple of West Coast Avengers from when I was a kid. I didn't have this one. It's an early number, issue number 3, so I picked it up for $1. Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Once again, I have a couple of these from when I was a kid. Didn't have this particular issue, so I grabbed it. Again, I think it was only $1. You got Drax, Gamora on the cover, looking very different than what they are in the movies. Adam Warlock, of course. X-Men and the Micronauts, issue number 2 in a 4-issue limited series. I missed this one when I was a kid, but I do remember the Micronauts. I don't know how many of you remember the Micronauts, but they were a thing in the 80s. Excalibur, issue number 42. Again, $1 for this one. Just kind of a fun little pickup for $1. Unfortunately, this is actually on the comic itself. That little mark there, it looks like somebody previously had a price tag on the comic book itself and ripped it off, which ripped the cover. The person I bought it from did not have it that way. They had the price tag on the actual poly bag, not on the comic, but that was previous damage already done. But anyway, Excalibur, Hard-Boiled Henry there on the cover. If you don't know who that is, look it up. Very silly comic book, very silly story. Yeah, very goofy. Again, from my childhood, Air Raiders, issue number 2. This was a toy line. Everything was air powered. The toys were actually had air pumps in them, and you could use the air pump to fire the missiles off of the vehicles, which is kind of neat. I don't remember if they had a cartoon or not, but I do remember the toys, and I remember, of course, the comic book. I have issue number 1 from my childhood. I did not have issue number 2. I went ahead and grabbed it for $1. Bone number 14 from the original run, the Jeff Smith story. It's all black and white art on the interior. Shortly after this, they switched to Image for a few issues and then went back to self-publishing, but just a fun comic. Again, I think it was only $1, maybe $2. Wildcats number 19. Wildcats was one of those titles that I jumped on when it first came out back in the day when Image first started. I think I grabbed 2 of the issue number 1s and a couple of the other issues. I didn't have this one. I collected them for a little while, then I stopped. Didn't have this one. Found it for $1. Figured, what the heck. More Image, Dark Child. This is issue number 0. And then I found a Dark Child, The Legacy, issue number 1. Both of these are from Image. And I believe those come after this one, which is Dark Child, Dark Child, issue number 2 from Maximum Press. So I don't know a whole lot about that particular title line, storyline, or character, but looked interesting, decided to grab it. Again, just $1 a piece, I believe. This was a kind of exciting find for me for just $1. Nomad #1. This was I think 1990, I believe, when this one comes out, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is a character that originally debuted in Captain America, and then they brought him over, gave him his own title. This is the #1. This is the first issue of his own title run. There was another Nomad #1 that came after this for, I guess, volume 2 or something. That was, I think, 1992. So I don't know how long this particular run ran for. This title ran for, but yeah, for $1, issue #1. I don't know if they're ever going to bring him officially into the Marvel universe, the movie universe, but in the MCU. If they do, hey, it's a #1 for $1. If not, I could probably sell that right now for $5-6 and still make a profit. But for $1, I figured, what the heck? I'm not planning on selling it right now. But these are some cool Silver Age that I found. These Two Gun Kid, issue number 94, The Guns of Jesse James. These next couple of books, they were all published right around 1970, so kind of the tail end of Silver Age and just getting into the Bronze Age stuff. But Silver Age titles, back when they were doing a lot of the Western books. Two Gun Kid, that was 94. I also got issue number 96. I only paid $2 for each of those. So kind of a cool find there. The Outlaw Kid, issue number 2. Again, I think this was sometime around 1970. This one does have a bit of water damage here on the side, but other than that, you know, they're not in great shape, but they're presentable at least. And you know, just kind of fun books to have, and didn't pay too much for these guys. Western Gunfighters, issue number 3, featuring the original Ghost Rider. Now, this is not his first appearance, of course, but it's still a cool appearance by the original Ghost Rider before the new Ghost Rider came out. And again, it's just a cool Silver Age book to have in the collection. This one, this was the most that I paid for any of the books. I think I paid $10 for this particular issue. It is, I don't know if you can see, but it is kind of a thick issue also. It's like it's almost annual sized, if you're familiar with annuals, how thick they are. So okay, I got one more flea market find for you. I did find a Spawn number 17. This is the original appearance, the first full appearance of the original Redeemer, which at this point in the comics, he wasn't called the Redeemer, they were calling him the Anti-Spawn. After I found this one, again, this was $4, I believe. That was one of the more pricier ones at $4. After I found that one, I did go back to my local comic book store and I picked up issue number 16 to go with it, which 16 has the first cameo appearance by the original Redeemer. He's got that appearance on the last panel of the page. Last panel of the last page. Okay, moving away from the flea market finds. This is Spawn issue number 97 that I recently picked up. Cool Greg Capullo and Todd McFarlane cover. Great cover of Angela. I'm kind of a big Angela fan. If I see Angela on something, I'm going to go out and try to get it. Usually I've got 3 copies of issue number 9, which is her first appearance, and then a couple of other appearances from her. Great cover art, and it's also a low print run, so they're kind of hard to find. Okay, again, this is from my local comic book shop. I went out and picked up Uncanny X-Men number 1. This is from the 2018 run, I believe. I'm not too familiar with the storyline. I kind of read through this one. I wasn't too crazy about this particular story. But I do have an Uncanny X-Men number 1 with a variant cover from J. Scott Campbell that's on the way that I bought solely for the cover art. So I kind of got this just to have like a reader's copy so I could actually read the story. From there, I picked up a couple of other ones along this from the same series. This is issue number 6, and I got this solely for the cover art because I love that cover. Conan, Savage Land Rogue, Wolverine back there, just a great cover. and of course I'm expecting Conan to be in it because it actually says versus Conan on there. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I don't know why Marvel insists on doing this. I'm not a fan of it, but they like putting out these variant covers that have absolutely nothing to do with the story of the book that it's on. I guess they're promoting another limited series or another run of something else, and that's where they're doing it. I don't really like it. I guess call me old school, but I like for the cover art to actually represent something that's going on in the book. You know, if I see Conan on the cover, I expect to see Conan in the book somewhere. Same case with this one. This is issue number 8. Of course, you know, this is 2 books almost back to back, and they both have Conan, so I'm expecting Conan to be in the story. He's not. Issue number 11. Cool Rob Liefeld cover with Wolverine on it. You know, I'm a big Wolverine fan. Wolverine's actually in this story, so excuse my AC just kicked on. Excuse the noise. From the same run, issue number 13. Same deal. Spider-Man villain cover. I really like the Vulture. I like Spider-Man. I love the cover art. The art is amazing. Nothing to do with the book or the story. Once again, issue number 14. Same thing. I love the Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin is probably my favorite Spider-Man villain. Great cover art, man. I love the cover. The cover is great, but they're not in the book. It's got nothing to do with the book. So, and finally, this is from, I believe this is actually from the same run, Uncanny X-Men. This is issue number 12. The reason I have it out of order is because I've had this one for a while now. I may have actually shown it to you in another video. J. Scott Campbell art, Savage Land Rogues. You know, I bought it strictly for the artwork. From what I understand, it's supposed to be part of the same run, and I don't believe the Savage Land plays any part into the story. It's just another great cover that doesn't have anything to do with the story. So, I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I associate, you know, the books that I own with the covers and the story associated with them with the covers as well. So, going back like this, especially when you're going back through back catalogs, you know, I can't keep up with all the various crossovers and everything that Marvel keeps doing. So you're going through back issues and you see something on the cover, you expect that character to be in the book, and then when you find out that it's not, it's a little disappointing. And you know, you end up having to hunt down you know, where he actually did show up in, or that character, or whatever the deal is. Or sometimes it's just a variant cover art and there's nothing else to look up. So at least it's nice to look at. But anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll get some more videos out for y'all soon. Until then, continue to collect what you love, and I'll catch you later.